Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tim Jackson. I am here with the amazing attorney, Miss Kandace Walter. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tim. Thank you so much for inviting me to your studio. I love it.
Well, listen. You reached out to me because you said you wanted to do a video for Real Youth Mentoring so that you can invite your audience, your friends, your family, whoever, to learn more about what we're doing in the community, because so many people are talking about these bad kids.
Yes.
And how these kids ain't doing nothing and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, what are we doing for the kids? So first thing I want you to do, I know you're going to get mad at me, but I want you to tell everyone who you are and what you're about.
Okay, so my name is Kandace Walter. I'm an attorney. I've been an attorney almost for 20 years. I can't believe it because I'm so young. And so I have my own office and I do patents and trademarks, and that's actually how I met Tim. And so we're friends on social media, and I get to see all the things he's doing in the community. And I always, if I'm feeling down and I see something that he's doing, I'm like, you know what? Let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive and how we can help the youth of today. And he is doing some really cool things. So whenever he posts his link that he's doing a fundraiser, I always give some money. But I was like, you know what? I need to get my friends to give him some money. I don't think people know all the great things that you're doing with Real Youth Mentoring. And that's why I wanted to make a video.
Thank you so much. And for those who are Kandace's friends, I'll tell you a little bit about Real Youth Mentoring. Real Youth Mentoring is a nonprofit organization, meaning that it's tax deductible. We are based in Dallas, Texas, but we operate throughout the United States. We teach boys about entrepreneurship, leadership, and how to be better citizens within their community. We are just doing some really dope things. We've sent boys to college. We pay for expenses. We give out scholarships. When we've had some people who lost their home in a fire, we've helped them during I believe it was Hurricane Harvey. We sent a big trailer down to Houston. I had a drive at my office, and people came and just donated a ton of stuff. And we took a trailer down to Houston. My book, Real Dope, an in-depth comparison between real estate and the dope game, was a book that was solely created to teach boys that if you can sell drugs, you can sell real estate.
Yes.
I don't
stay out of jail.
Stay out of jail. I don't make a single penny off of that book. 100% of the proceeds go to Real Youth Mentoring. Let's see. Expungement fair. I always say there was expungement or expunction. Which one?
Expunction fair, and you're getting your record expunged.
Okay, so the first annual expunction fair that took place in Dallas, Texas, we were the only company in the county to sponsor that.
Oh, wow.
And we paid for 4 people to have their records expunged. So that's the kind of stuff that we do. Like I said, we're a nonprofit, so any donation that you give us is tax deductible. We have some of the most amazing donors. And we want to invite anyone who's interested in learning more about us, or more importantly, who's interested in helping out the community, specifically as it relates to helping out boys, black boys who are losing, and statistically in every category. We're the organization for you.
Definitely. And I don't know how many months ago this was, but there were some moms in a black moms group, and they were all saying, my son needs a mentor, blah, blah, blah. And so I was tagging Tim and Real Youth Mentoring. Other people were tagging him. And I was like, you know what, just so you know, you have a lot of cheerleaders out here in the community that are telling people this is the program you need to go to. But in addition to referring the boys and their moms there, let's send them some money too. You know what I'm saying? This stuff costs money.
It does cost money, and typically I pay for a lot of it out of pocket. We have really great donors.
Yes.
And some of the things that we've done, we took the boys, we believe in traveling.
Yes.
So we took the boys on a trip to Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, and Birmingham, Alabama. We rented Sprinter vans, Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans with leather seats.
Oh, that's amazing.
Man, we gave them the 5-star treatment. Some of these boys have never left Dallas in their life. We stayed in a mansion in Tennessee. They had a high-rise hotel. We stayed in the West in downtown Atlanta, which is like the tallest hotel. Each boy had a city view room.
Oh, wow.
So when they came back, I would say until this day, 10 out of the 15 boys are still honor roll students.
That's amazing.
Right?
That is amazing.
Because we believe in exposure. We also expose them to other black men who are doing really dope things in the community or in life in general that you don't typically hear about, because society promotes you got to rap, you got to play ball, or you got to entertain. And there's nothing wrong with people who rap, play ball, entertain, because many of those guys are my clients. But they will all tell you that they are one of a kind. It's really hard to make it at that level. So we introduce our boys to attorneys, engineers, doctors, plumbers, electricians, bus drivers, truck drivers, just regular everyday men who do really dope things in their community, who take care of their family. We surround them with fathers who are really doing dope things with their kids, and we show them what that relationship with a man, a healthy relationship, looks like, and not what's shown on television.
Yes, real relationships with real people, something that anyone can attain.
That anyone can attain.
Yes.
So let's talk about that for a second. Why do you feel like that the stereotype is promoted so much within the Black community, specifically within the Black community?
I just really have no answers for that, Tim, but I don't want to talk about the problems. I want to talk about the solutions. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. No, I'm not saying this for your question, but I'm just saying whenever people are talking about the young people are doing this, they don't value life, they don't care about blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Let's talk about how we're going to change that narrative and change that situation. And while you're out there complaining, are you mentoring somebody, trying to help them, and show them a better way? And if you don't have time to mentor them, you don't know how, okay, don't worry. Tim is going to do it. So let's just send him some money, help him do it that.
Let's just send him some money and help him do it that way.
It's a nonprofit organization.
Yes. And we don't, like I said, I don't make a dime. We don't even have any paid employees right now, but we're going to have some pretty soon because we are growing. So that will also be another opportunity for employment for someone who's looking for it. So
yes,
for those who don't know how to find us, it's www.realyouthmentoring.org. You can sign up to be a donor for as low as $20 a month. We have people that do $20 a month, $25 a month. We have people that do $100 a month. You can literally set whatever you want to give. We'll take anything and we'll make something out of it. We have events every single month.
Yes. So can you tell us about some of your events coming up? Because people need to understand the cool stuff that you guys are doing with real kids. So
at the time of this recording, our next event is going to be how to make $1 million in tech.
Oh boy, I might need to show up.
So we're bringing in a tech millionaire, a gentleman who made $1 million in tech before the age of 25. And we're going to teach our boys about how to make $1 million in tech. We've done how to make $1 million in sports without playing the game. We've done real estate, how to make $1 million in real estate. Our theme is typically $1 million because that's what the kids are into.
Yes.
we can't dance around what the kids are into, right? So we're not trying to change who they are. We're just trying to give them more tools to become a better version of themselves.
Yes.
So we introduced them to different concepts. We did trucking last month. We do an event every single month where we teach the kids different industries and how they can make money. And when we talk about making $1 million, it's just essentially scaling and marketing themselves. So a lot of the training that we do is marketing training, like how to market yourself. We did how to make $1 million on social media, and we teach aspects of social media because the kids nowadays, they're on social media.
They are. And how can you monetize that? Let's talk about that. That's what you talked about.
Absolutely. Yeah. We talk about monetizing, how you can, right now, at the time of this recording, Reels are really big on Instagram because Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok. So you have to find those trends and know exactly which trend is paying the most.
Yes.
And we teach our kids that.
That's amazing stuff to know. Not just for kids, though. I'm sure adults want to know that, too. But we're talking about kids right now.
That's a perfect segue. So a lot of the information that we talk about, Kandace, we give our kids a lot of information. And they get really, really happy. And then they go home and they talk to mom about it or grandma or dad or whoever they live with. And the parents are like, I don't know about that. That don't sound right. That ain't true. Or I've never heard of that. Mm-hmm. And what we found was that sometimes our biggest enemy or our biggest hurdle was getting the parents to understand. So now we've actually committed to creating parent training.
Oh, wow.
So all the stuff that we teach the kids, we're going to teach the parents, and it'll be free. It's a part of the membership. It's a part of them showing up. So whenever we do a lesson, there's going to be a lesson that the parents can log into to apply that lesson to their everyday lives as well.
Okay. And so how did the pandemic affect your program? Is everything online or?
So the pandemic did impact our program because we were meeting every 2 weeks in person and we were taking a yearly trip. Of course, once the pandemic came, we couldn't do that. But now we're getting back to regular life, if you will. And so now we're back in person. We're getting ready to start back traveling. Our goal is to take the boys to Washington, D.C.
Oh, cool.
Next summer.
Okay.
To the nation's capital. So they can, take a bunch of tours and learn and whatnot. And they're going to fly this time. We're not taking no buses or...
Okay.
No, I ain't going to be in the car.
I was wondering about that. I was like, wow.
No, and many of our boys, this will be their first time ever flying in an airplane, right? So we're going to give them the 5-star treatment. They're going to fly in an airplane. They're going to stay in a nice hotel in downtown, in Washington, D.C., and they're going to tour all the monuments. So that's our goal. That trip we're thinking is going to probably cost us around $25,000 to take 15 boys.
Okay.
So that'll be our goal. We'll start setting up that fundraiser right before Black Friday.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
we're excited.
I think
about
that's a great idea. Like, how much money you spend on Black Friday, send a little bit of that over to Real Youth Mentoring.
Send a little bit over, and we're gonna do right by. Like I said, we're public. I do fundraisers all the time on Facebook. So we're public. You can find us. You can.
That's
look
where
us
I
up.
see the fundraisers. Yeah. And then I always get energized again. And then I'm like, oh, I have to do something.
Kandace be sending that bread. So Kandace, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look at the camera here, and I want you to tell your people why it's so important one more time to get tapped in with an organization like Real Youth Mentoring.
I think that as people who are working professionals, maybe we don't have time to actually mentor the youth. I just feel like we need to invest in the future, because when we're watching like the news and just all kinds of things, all this negative energy is coming in. It seems like the future is hopeless, but it's not. You know, we still have the kids. I'm not going to sing "I Believe the Children Are the Future" by Whitney Houston. I'm not going to do that right now.
Kandace can sing too. I actually went to karaoke with Kandace. I was like, oh my gosh, she gets into it too.
Oh
man.
yeah, I'm really.
And Whitney's
really
like your favorite person, right?
I thought about wearing my Whitney t-shirt today, but I said that's too much. I'm just trying.
Well, I would have gotten so emotional.
Okay.
You see what I did there?
And I want to dance with somebody later tonight. That's so funny. So anyway, I just want people to not like feel hopeless and about the future and the kids, and that we can help these people. We have knowledge in our minds, and then also we have money in our pockets and bank account. So if you do not have time to actually mentor people, you can support other people that have time and have the program already developed. They have programming once a month. They're taking these kids to DC. And that is so exciting to me, because even though I'm from a suburb, I went on a plane when I was a toddler, but I don't have a memory of being on a plane until I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I was in the suburbs. So I can only imagine if you live like in an inner city neighborhood, you haven't ever left your neighborhood, just getting on that plane and going to a new city and being in a hotel opens up your mind to the possibilities of everything that you can achieve. And like meeting people like Tim and the tech entrepreneur and the person with the trucking business, that's just because sometimes people can't dream something that they don't even know it exists. So I think that's great just to tell them about all these things outside of your bubble. Like this is whatever your situation is, it's temporary. Once you get older and you like get an education or get a skill, you can leave this bubble and create a new life.
Man,
that's what I want my people, even if you're not my person, you just happen to see this, just think about the children are our future, okay? Let's help them be something really, really cool and successful and independent.
I can end it on that note right there. So for those who have any questions, please reach out to us, www.realyouthmentoring.org. You can register our events there. You can reach out to us there. We're here to help, and we're here to serve the community, not just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but nationwide. Our goal is to, this time next year, to be on the road visiting several cities. We have a 10-city tour where we want to go and teach the concepts that we're teaching in our monthly events in different cities. So
cool.
Charlotte, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit, and a few other cities that we have in mind, Houston, St. Louis.
That's amazing.
So we're going to go to these areas where there's a high concentration of Black people, Jacksonville, Florida, and just give information that's going to start launching that thought process of these kids that say, hey, you know what? I never thought that I could do this, but now I can, because I've physically seen people in my community who's doing this. And there's so many resources right here, right now, that I would have never known about. Right?
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge and access.
Yes, and access is very important, very important.
All right.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I know you. I don't even know who introduced us, but I'm so happy I met you.
So I can tell you how.
Okay.
So I asked a couple of people about a trademark attorney, and you kept coming up.
Oh,
so
okay. Call me.
Who's this Kandace? Who is she? Right? And y'all, Kandace is so mean to me. Kandace be going off on me. When I tell y'all,
he made me do it.
Kandace went off on me one time. She was like, Tim, I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. Kandace is really one of the most professional people I know. She's very educated. She's very committed to her craft. And we got to start showcasing people like Kandace who are in our community actually doing what the community needs to thrive. So I will always refer you to people, even when you go out. I like to think that I'm your favorite client, because you kind of let your hair down, and you kind of I get to see
Tim. Let's talk about this.
I get to see K, right? KK. No, I'm just kidding. but you are You know, what I always tell people is when you're specifically if you're black, within the black community, you're black, right? I'm black. Remember Fresh Prince? In Dallas, because Dallas is not a black city. And I don't know, people who are not from Dallas, they don't know that Dallas is not a black city. You tend to run into the same people all the time. The circle of people who are really, really committed to creating change and the people who are really, really out there doing it is super small.
Yes. So it's very, very rare to meet a new black person in Dallas. You're like, man, I don't know you, but I already know your cousin, your sister, your whatever, your ex-wife. Okay.
Somebody, right? So when I reach out and ask for a specific attorney and her name came up 4 or 5 times, I said, okay, this is the person I'm going to work with. And here we are. Yeah. And now she's working with me by helping me with Real Youth Mentoring.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
I can't wait to hear what else you guys do and how we can help.
Let's do it. Get registered at www.realyouthmentoring.org to stay on top of what we're doing. That's all we got. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all soon.
Bye-bye.